professor's got a big board for us.
The biggest, stupidest thing of the week, which is NBA, the big one on PS5 and Xbox and whatever, was released. They released a WNBA version, and Angel Reese is on the cover. Now, I don't know about you guys and how much you play video games, but I actually played this game with the kid last night, and we had to play a game to 11 like you would at
you were playing WNBA video game?
Oh, my God.
We had to play the version to 11 like the rec league game because we didn't have time to start like a season. And playing Angel Reese as a WNBA character, game to 11, it took us 4.5 hours before 11. Playing Angel Reese WNBA game. I played the Angel Reese team. I was 9 of 75 on the floor, and that was a good shooting night.
Did they show an actual ball or just a brick on the video game? I would imagine
he just has a brick.
Just depict it as a brick. Yeah.
The time.
Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
Very pleasant. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday edition of the show. And we will have the trivia challenge coming up later on for you trivia fanatics out there. It's always a lot of fun to hear from the different people. You can dial us up on that on the phone there around 8:30 this morning and get involved in the game. A chance to win a fabulous prize, a gift certificate to either Texas Roadhouse. Ed Garcia yesterday. How about he's feeding the entire University of Miami?
Yes. Yes.
Unbelievable. The football team, I guess, which does that comprise a major portion of the student body? How many guys on the UM football roster?
90? I think it's 90 to 100.
Yeah. Wow. Not, I mean, people are they going to make the Final Four this year? Is that possible? Carson Beck, supposedly, the injured elbow is okay. It was shredded wheat, as we saw at the end of his last season there at Georgia. How does he do it, too? I mean, what kind of money are they dangling in front of these guys, Lubie? Do we have any idea what the NIL money is? Is Carson Beck getting like somewhere between $4 and $10 million to come here and play for?
Probably.
I imagine he has, one more season left? Eligibility?
Yep.
That's it. Is he in the Blutarski category? Is he one of those guys that played like 7 years? Or
this is year 5? Year 5.
5? Nice.
Yeah, the COVID stuff's done. You're back to getting 4 years of playing. You know, if you redshirt, you can get a 5th year of college.
So conceivably, you can make anywhere between $20 and $50 million.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Imagine it. I remember when the NFL hadn't wised up yet and realized that they could control whether or not these rookies sign. Remember when number 1 draft picks would hold out for enormous amounts of money? And Alex Smith ended up getting like $60 million. Who was the other guy? Sam Bradford got like some huge rookie contract. Why did it take those owners? I mean, these are the most successful businessmen. It's always interesting going back to that Tillman Fertitta conversation when he practically hung up the phone on us because we guys that are wildly successful beyond your, most incredible imagination in terms of how much money you can make. End up just making bozoic moves when it comes to. Can we really say that though? That owners in sports, I mean, the payoff for every owner in sports. Think about this: the Tampa Bay Rays selling for $1.7 billion, Lubie. A franchise that you would have to say, aside from the fact that they somehow remarkably put a representative team out on the field every year, no matter how badly they're stripped of their players season after season after season, they have to get rid of everybody. A Rose Arena's in Seattle, for God's sake. A Rose Arena. One of those guys you would build a franchise around. Now, we all know what's happened here. It's and it was interesting yesterday with your Miami Marlins as I think Sandy Alcantara, I got this from the Sarni man, Sandy Alcantara, he entered to Auld Lang Syne or something. They have the entrance music for these pitchers like they do with fighters, and he came into the game out on the mound to make the start, which if anything, if he had a for sale, did he have a for sale sign on his back?
I don't know, but I'm glad that was the start he had.
Was it an open house? It was like one of those things where you see the realtor and you can see the crack of his ass as he bends over to put the signs in the street. Oh, you might have done some of this, Luke.
I didn't have plumber crack, but yes, I've definitely put signs in streets for open houses, 100%.
Now, what happens? The cops come by and just pick them all up? Well, what's the deal on that?
No, people don't touch it. South Florida is weird about things like that. I've seen them there all day. I've seen like that open house long past done, and the realtor be lazy and just leave it there. You usually at the end of it, you go and you grab them. I mean, cops don't tend to worry about stuff like that.
But now Country comes out there and they literally were playing, sayonara. I mean,
I love that Seeloff and Hutton,
Lucky
man,
Hunt
were
doing it again.
talking. Yeah, they were talking about if this is it, what a man he's been for the Miami Marlins. Like, Jesus.
And now the time has come.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da. They got Sinatra out there.
100%.
So he goes 7 innings of what did he do? Give
Scoreless,
up like
scoreless.
one run, maybe. Their shutout inning,
Well,
scoreless.
1 run, 0 earned. I mean, he gave a run, but he didn't earn it. It was 0 earned runs. 7, like he did all the things that he does that most pitchers don't do in this day and age.
When he has that stuff that looks like a slinky coming up there, just going,
When he pitches innings, he pitches complete games, plural, in seasons when he's himself.
Oh, it's nice to see. Look, he's a guy that you could root for him. He seemed to really have the. I don't know. Can you embody the spirit of a team that wants to get rid of anybody that's any good? I'm not sure that they really want. I mean, look what they're doing though this year, Lubie. They're 5 games under 500. They beat the Padres 2 out of 3. The Padres very much. It's not like they were phoning this in the Pods because they're in that phase of the season where it's like, is Manny Machado going to stay, and how disgruntled is he going to be? They're right there in the race with the Dodgers. The Dodgers falling apart at the seams. Lost again last night, and had lost I think 8 of 10 prior to that. I think they picked up a win the other day. Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani, your man, it's showtime, as he now tied a Dodger franchise record for having a home run in 5 consecutive games.
Wow. Yeah.
5 consecutive games.
And he's pitching again, too.
You know, it's funny. I mean, maybe I really need to get over this, Libby. But I see Ohtani at bat. I was watching some segment of a Dodger game. I guess it was last night. And or maybe the night before, or highlight, whatever. They post his batting average, and I'm offended that he's only hitting 275. I'm like, this is the greatest baseball player since the freaking Bambino.
Yeah, it's weird.
And you're going to complain that he's got we used to rip Horace Clark for hitting 275 with the Yankees. But, of course, he's doing it with nearly 40 home runs at this point, so you can't complain. Plus, he pitches. Look, should we denigrate Ohtani for being a 275 hitter?
The average is weird because he's just such a good hitter, and he wasn't pitching until recently. So I don't know why he's average, because he was always hitting over 300. So I don't know why he's 275.
And he's a contact type of hitter in the sense that even though he hits a lot of home runs, he hits them to all fields.
He doesn't strike. He's not one of those
he's not Schwarber just trying to pull everything down the line.
He's not a strikeout guy. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why his average is below 300. That's weird.
75. Maybe he's not seeing any pitches. Maybe it's. But even Barry Bonds seeing no pitches.
High average. Yeah.
It might have been the juice. Are we going to find that out next about Ohtani? That first of all, he was a total degenerate gambler, and it's like a Greg Anderson situation. Where did he let the interpreter just go to jail? Who's ever heard another word from the interpreter? I'm surprised they haven't brought the interpreter in to make a determination about whether or not Trump was involved in the Epstein activities. Which way is that going for you, Libby? Is it starting to look a little fishy? The way this is being handled? They're actually interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell today.
Yeah.
And the guy that represented Trump in his trial where he was convicted. Not the Helena, the hot chick. She just got appointed some high government job, also position. But the guy whose name escapes me, he actually impressed me with being fairly level-headed, and he became the deputy attorney general.
He's the deputy AG, yes, his personal attorney. Yes.
But I saw him in an interview on CNN, which is not exactly home turf for the MAGA people, and although it's leaning a little bit more in that direction. I mean,
it's not as much as it was.
Got a lot of right-wing stuff coming out there. But I saw him in an interview. I was either right around the time of the trial or might have even been during the trial. And I thought, wow, this guy's okay. I mean, for one of these people that is representing the reprehensible, seems okay to me. But I don't know. What do they expect this woman to say, Lubie? I mean, if you're facing 20 years, then what is she? Maybe 50 years old? This woman will be, I don't want to say an old bag because, I'm in that category. But, I mean, if you were not going to get out of prison, when you're in federal prison, you're there for the pretty much the duration. There's not a lot of early release stuff. They have some programs where you might be able to shorten your sentence or whatever, but in general, it's not like you're getting out after 3 years if you're doing 20 or sentenced to 20. You're probably in there for 15 or maybe more. And so if you were facing that and you were, not a young woman, I mean, wouldn't you say anything that you could possibly say? Just like you would be screaming, no, he had nothing to do with it.
That's what seems is what people assume is coming. Is
How could it not be? I mean, is it painfully obvious?
yes.
What is she going to do? Say, hey, you know what? I know Trump was involved in this stuff, and I can cite you chapter and verse what he did. And you know what? Go ahead, give me the 20 years. I can tough it out.
They're going to tell her what to say. They're not going to be subtle about it, which is why I've always wondered how they get away with so much, because they're horrible at crime and they're horrible at lying. They're lying when they lie. People just for some reason are neutered to it. But what this is the latest attempt. Again, like Obama hasn't been in office for 10 years. Why would Obama like work with Russia to help Trump? Like, we know what happened, it was clear that there was interference. It was clear it was for Trump, but supposedly it didn't get to any votes, which I don't know how those all align. They're throwing things at the wall. This is the latest thing. They're gonna let her. Oh, she said he didn't do anything, and then she's magically pardoned. I mean,
he was disgusted by Jeffrey's actions. In fact, that's why he distanced himself from Mr. Epstein.
But
Thank you, Jolene. That sounds like it's. I mean, she was lying the whole time she was on trial. Let's face it.
I mean, get the hell out of here. It's just the one thing I will say, and maybe it's because I'm seeing a different side of that group now, and other people are still getting the old MAGAs, but the MAGA people I see don't care. Like, they're not falling for any of the pivots.
No.
So, like, that's the thing, is like his moves that have never been subtle, that we all see, that for some reason they now see. Like the veil, I don't know why he took this. I mean, it's a crazy ass thing, the Epstein.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, they shut down Congress early to accommodate the fact that they didn't want any of this stuff released. The interesting thing about this whole thing is the depositions of Epstein himself.
Oh, God.
Which, I mean,
we watched them. Yeah,
he doesn't come directly out and say this, but, he comes as close as he can to saying, yeah, of course, your name was mentioned. Yes, talking about DT there. I don't want to dwell too much on that because it's fascinating in its own way. It's hard to completely ignore. And yet this business about interviewing this Ghislaine Maxwell, if she was gonna say anything to implicate people, wouldn't she have done it already? Now that's one thing, but number two, she was guilty. I guess did they have her on perjury charges also, because she just was like flat out lying when she was on trial. So I don't know why she would all of a sudden become credible, but that's getting way away from the sports playing field. Now, what do we do with this Marlin team, Lubie? If they sell Alcantara off and reap back, some prospects of merit, if they even get like one or two players that end up being very good for them for a period of time that they can control them contractually, is that? I mean, just do we need to reassess our opinion about this Peter Bendix guy? I mean, what the hell? 5 games under 500, and yet, weirdly enough, I don't know who's doing these projections. Is this artificially intelligence generated, where they have the projections for the number of wins for the season, in spite of all of this great play? And they're sitting there, and it's not like this is a small sample size. I think the Marlins have played 98 games so far, so roughly 2/3 of the way through the season. They have a record of 40. They're 5 games under 500 after 98 games. So they're like 46 and 50. I don't know, 46 and something. I don't know. Anyway, somewhere in there, and they're only projected to win 73.5 games, which seems pretty modest, right? They're not giving the Marlins any credit for picking up the pace here, and it wasn't like they beat some patsies in the last 3 games. 2 out of 3 over the Padres and a 1-run loss. Pretty competitive stuff. I mean, this is not a team that what we thought was going to do anything this year. Figured I thought they might win as few as 50, 60 games, somewhere in that category.
100%.
So I don't know why. I mean, is their schedule that top heavy in the second or the final third of the season that people are figuring they're just going to lose every game.
I think they had a tough schedule, but they just beat the Padres. They played good teams weirdly well. It's still only been, is it a month? A little over a month now that they've won 8 series out of 9 or something. Now that they won the Padres series, it's still a smaller sample size, and again, they were so bad for so long that it's weighed down their record. I'm not giving Bendix a pass at this point, but you have to say, okay, it seems like
maybe we were wrong though.
Had some kind of a plan.
Needed to go. Maybe she was the impediment.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But at least it seems like he did have some kind of a plan, and we are seeing young guys play well and them openly say they're not getting rid of those young guys. So that's a win. I'm curious to see who they hold on to. That's the thing. Like, they've already come out and said Stowers isn't going anywhere. Okay, cool. What about Ramirez? What about the other pitchers? Like, I know Alcantara's probably gone. He's older. He has a big contract. Okay, he's not even on the timeline of this group. That's fine. If you can get prospects, get guys like Stowers, young guys that other organizations aren't sure about, that within a year or two can already be a part of your ball club, that's fine. But I don't want it to flow down to Cabrera or the other. Like, I don't want the young pitchers involved. And you still hear names like Cabrera thrown out there. Yuri Perez in the past had been thrown out there. Like, you want to get rid of the older guys, fine, but you should not get rid of the younger guys.
Oh, it makes no sense. It's counterproductive. If you're thinking about it, I mean, if this is how you're building this ball club and you're going to use the model of the Rays because you extracted this guy from the Rays organization, acquired him, and you put him in charge here, which I don't know. Was he in full charge of what was going on with the Rays? I think he was like a secondary consideration, no? Because if he was a GM of the Rays, would he take the Marlins job? Is that much more of a prime opportunity? I can't imagine. So what was he, in the mailroom with the Rays? That's what we were insinuating before. We'll see. But anyway, it's pretty remarkable to think that this team is that competitive. Regardless, I mean, we're celebrating a team that's 5 games under 500 as if they just won the World Series. But it's kind of startling to see that they are as good as they have been. All right, a couple of things happened. Everybody's commenting on this Red Sox-Phillies game. I saw a little bit of that last night.
I saw none of it, but I'm curious to see what happened.
I recall the Red Sox were getting killed in that ball game, and it came back, and then they ended up winning it in 11 innings with an 11th inning home run. The Red Sox still, though, floundering a little bit as they're 6 games out in the National League East. Or the American League East. American League East, 102 games in. Toronto is 4 up on New York. So, and Boston is 6 back. Does that eliminate them from competition, from maybe winning it all? No, 6 games back with a couple of months left in the season. Not insurmountable, but is it likely that they jump and leapfrog over 2 teams from 6 games behind and somehow win the AL East? I'm going to say no to that.
They played better than the Yankees of late. It's always tough to believe that the Blue Jays hold on. Like, they're usually where the Red Sox are, where we find them playing better baseball because they've made all those moves, but it's too much to overcome, and they have to get past the Rays and the Yankees and the Red Sox. So the Blue Jays fall short. To see them being in that number 1 spot with the Yankees sort of floundering and the Red Sox finding their way after starting slow is a weird place for the Blue Jays. It's hard. It's just hard for me to believe that they don't, fall apart. Like, it feels like the Yankees will wake up at some point and then the Blue Jays will sort of waste away. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, and we are in late July. It's just the Blue Jays haven't done this in a long. Like, the Blue Jays at this point of the year usually are starting to, be that 3rd team, the 4th team. I think it'd be interesting if they could actually hold on, because they don't. You've seen the Rays get there. You've seen the Red Sox.
Only Dave Winfield, yeah.
The Blue Jays since the early 90s. So it would be interesting to see if the Blue Jays could hold on. They have young talent. They put money into the roster. It just never seems to congeal at the right time.
Says the Blue Jays are for real. Which I wouldn't know that much. I have to admit, I have not seen a ton of Blue Jays baseball.
They Vladdy Jr. still, right? That's really all.
Junior. Yeah, I mean,
That's really all I know.
good. You can name one player on the team.
They have
man.
like 3 juniors, then they have like Biggio's kids. Don't they have like Bichette?
They have everybody. Yeah, they've
4
seen-
of the kids.
And elsewhere, you have Detroit losing 9 out of 10, still 8 up on Cleveland. They've lost 9 out of 10. Cleveland 8-2 in that span, and they're still 8 games back in the AL Central. But kind of a startling development there, as Detroit had the best record in baseball. They may well still, but the last 10 games have been an outright disaster. And Houston 6 up on Seattle in the West. Remarkable resilience of the Houston Astros coming out of the cheating scandal and all the different defections they've had. And yet they're still right there, pounding away there with Altuve now playing left field. Mets are half up on Philadelphia, National League East. And Miami is in third, only 10 back. 10 back after 98 games. Unbelievable. Not insurmountable, right? We've seen teams come from 10 behind, win the pennant. Should we start a little pennant drive here? Certainly our drive for 75.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
not winning.
Marlins, no?
But they're within 6.5 of the wild card. And
Wow.
that is something that is like you've talked about with that year when you were there and they were within striking distance of the wild card and no one believed it. And then they
That was 97.
late
Yeah.
September.
No, 2003. 2003.
Yeah, 2003.
They
No,
were 5 back of like Philadelphia in a wild card chase or something.
in September, I think.
In
Like,
September, yeah, I remember. That's when I threw out that ceremonial first pitch when they ran out of celebrities, and or either that or people were just refusing to go out there and actually make a fool of themselves. And still, I remember the bitter disappointment I felt when Pudge Rodriguez was behind the plate, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to throw my best pitch. I may even throw a breaking ball here to Pudge Rodriguez,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden, here comes this like clown glove out there that I see, and it's Billy the Marlin is going to actually receive the pitch.
With the stupid ass glove too. Yeah, that's it. It's not Billy the Marlin, but he gives you the dumb
Giant clown mitt, like he was doing celebrity boxing. Remember the gloves they had there when we were at the Bamboo Beach? Screech was fighting Bonaducci. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the blue corner, Danny Bonaducci. That was some serious ugliness right there. But from that, they extrapolated off Bare Knuckle Fight Championship, which is like a $400 million company now, which I find surprising because this is the kind of stuff that you saw. Who was the guy? Kimbo Slice.
Yes, it was like an offshoot of that. Yep.
Slice checked out a long time ago, huh? What happened to that guy? Ugliness.
He
All
was
right, the Dodgers are still 4.5 up on San Diego. They have to be kicking themselves for losing 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. They were all tight ball games. Gurggles, Cincinnati Reds at 53-50. Let's bring them in here. Do we have Gurggles for the trivia challenge? Yes. Oh, wow. Look at the thin man here. Dave Gurggles Gergely. He's taking on all the machine.
Let's have some fun. The Reds win 81. That's my slogan.
That's all you need is 81 and 81?
Actually, 79.5. I bet the over.
Oh, very nice, Gurggles. I mean, they've been playing some good baseball. 53-50, so 103 games in. And the projection for them is 82.5 by this whatever model that they're using there. So that puts you well in the over category. Well, what do you got? A couple of dimes on this thing? Excellent.
Just a C note. I was up in Tampa. I bet it at Hard Rock in Tampa, but you can cash it down south here if you need to. So,
you might want to verify that because whenever you're cashing tickets, it's usually made. I remember I hit like 4 out of 6 in the early days of the Florida lottery, right? So the ticket was worth like $102. Now, if you're at the track and you have a ticket that's worth $102, you stick it in the machine and you quickly get it right back. But there's no problem collecting. This time with the lottery, I had to go to 5 different stores before I finally got my money. $100. I'm thinking if this is what you have to do to cash a $100 ticket, which the odds of hitting the 4 out of 6 were well in excess of 100 to 1, and so you're getting robbed there blindly, and then they make it almost impossible to cash the ticket. So I don't imagine the Hard Rock people are doing that though, because they're anxious for you to come right back and bet that money back into the pool. All right, we're gonna have the trivia challenge. Gurggles on fire with his Reds pick. There was an injury yesterday. I had a little training camp chronicles, but maybe we'll do that after we do the trivia challenge here. Because I have a couple of significant notes about
already. The Dolphins are impressive. That first day of camp, they
already lose a guy.
A guy was helicoptered out. It's like, what
the hell?
And I talked to the Paulie man. He's a little nervous about them interviewing that lady, Epstein's friend.
Oh, yeah, Gillian Maxwell.
Well, because he misunderstood it. Underage females, he thought she was talking about 3-year-old fillies and mares.
She may as well be. I mean, she may as well be handicapping today's card at Saratoga for this guy, because I don't think anything else of significance is going to come out of that is anywhere relative to the truth. All right, we're going to come back with the trivia challenge. Dave Gurggles Gergely, dial us up if you want to play. You can jump on this early, 954-417. 0070 954-417 0070. Trivia challenge with a big prize package available coming up in just a few minutes, as we'll be back in a moment. Now that it's 8:33. Play the ponies in style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. To make the right choice for your home, call Choice Mortgage today.
Oh, Solo Volante will be coming late. Oh, Solo Volante, the Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici, just switch the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on The Defo Show.
Sonny had a little over-under here. He had posted early this morning on my text, and it was, again, with great disappointment. You know what? You should not try to bring aggravation into your life, late in life, Luke. I was talking about this yesterday, Gergs. I re-upped my subscription to the New York Post because they offered me 10 weeks for $10.
Beautiful.
As a welcome back, like, we're sorry it went wrong before. I was a 20-year subscriber. I finally, in total frustration, reluctantly gave up the subscription because I enjoyed getting the paper. It has a lot of good stuff in there, degenerate things. I mean, you can peruse the Saratoga entries with a little bit of handicapping mixed in. So it gives you a general idea about what's going on and real in-depth articles and all of this other stuff. So I signed up for this thing. It was supposed to start yesterday. I call at 8 o'clock for a redelivery when it didn't show. No redelivery. I call a representative. I say, hey, wasn't it supposed to start today? And they say, oh, yes, Mr. DeForest. I said, well, just make sure, it comes tomorrow. Okay, we assure you that. Just some woman in the Philippines somewhere. I think she was watching the Manny Pacquiao replay as she was critiquing the judges' scorecards. And then, of course, today, Sonny has a 7:23 arrival time, not even close, and still not here yet.
No, it's still not there.
What kind of fool am I?
No comment. I have no comment.
And the problem is, it's just regurgitated the aggravation that I felt before when I finally, reluctantly, I was in agony over this decision, whether to just end the subscription and stop calling every day and stop having to talk to representatives and stop seeing the paper like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 days after it was published, run over by an Amazon truck. And here I am, right back in it. For the $10, is it worth it? I mean, the aggravation. $10 has brought me more anxiety. It's just rekindled that whole thing. What is wrong with me, Gurggles?
That's a great question.
I'd rather run into Wheelchair John at the track and have him actually make contact with me, knowing I was never going to cash another ticket the rest of the day. Although he might have been a good luck guy for you, Wheelchair John. I don't know if you remember that guy.
No, he wasn't.
Paulie man said if he came by him,
He was
like
a nasty SOB. I'll tell you that.
he was all right to me. I don't know, but maybe he lost on the trivia contest with a ABA question. Never mind a WNB. All right, let's get into it, Gergs. We're ready to go. 954-417-0070 on the phone lines. Dave is going to toss out a series of questions, and you guys will take the two highest totals, put them off, and square them off in the finals. Hopefully, we'll get a bunch of players in. So let's start it out in the somewhat traditional fashion. We did hear from the Polyman with Dave as in the Polyman role and some
Easy baseball. This umpire on his relationship with the fans explained, I occasionally get birthday cards from fans, but it's often the same message. They hope it's my last. Al Foreman, George Fenneman, or Boy George?
I was watching a breakdown of an umpire's blown calls behind the plate yesterday. Wow. They had on ESPN. This guy literally missed like 23 pitches by a mile.
Oh my God!
I mean, it was so embarrassing that you can't imagine they'd ever allow this guy behind the plate again. But and he ended up throwing out the manager and one of the players also for being negative about his opinions on the calls. All right, Key Largo Dave, you're on the trivia challenge. Good morning, Key Largo Dave. How are you?
Doing well, gentlemen. I'd like to answer the first question with a tribute to the Paulie man, if I could.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, solo volante.
Very good.
He at least was capable of doing the second verse, whatever. All right, you have 1 point, Key Largo Dave. How are things in Key Largo, by the way? It must be nice down there, no?
It's full of mosquitoes and crocodiles at this point.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Stay away from the summer. The summer is
don't go in the water and don't go outside. All right, sounds good.
No.
Hang out at Jimmy Johnson.
I see people on their boats. And the mosquitoes are so bad they're ready to jump in with the crocodiles.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe this will help ease the pain. You have one going for two.
All right. Big race this weekend at the Brickyard. NASCAR. True or false? Believe it or not, the Grand Marshal for this Sunday's Brickyard 400 is none other than the Cookie Monster.
Oh,
true or false?
They were going to say the Polyman.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Said false.
False?
False.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
That's wrong.
That's true. Cookie Monster is a Grand Marshal. One of the cars is sponsored by them, and he's a Grand Marshal.
Oh my God!
It must be some NIL money or something. All right.
All right, NFL, Dave, let's get you back on track with your 3-point question. Believe it or not, next week, I believe, is the Hall of Fame game. The first ever Hall of Fame game was in 1962 between the New York Giants and
who?
Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, Chicago Bears, or St. Louis Cardinals?
Chicago Bears.
That's what I would have said. No?
That was the St. Louis Cardinals.
Wow.
Ended in a 21-21 tie, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Going for 7 points here, and this would put you on top.
Going for 6 points. He got the.
All right, let's take it back locally. Baseball. The all-time Marlins home run hitter is Giancarlo Stanton with 267 home runs in the teal uniform of the Marlins. Who ranks second all-time for Marlins home runs?
Good question.
Miguel Cabrera, Preston Wilson, Dan Uggla, or Gary Sheffield?
Sheffield.
I want to say
Uggla, right? It's Uggla, right?
Yeah, it is Uggla, as a matter of fact. Well, you did get the Paulie Man impression correct on the first one, Dave.
All right. It doesn't mean you're totally eliminated. It's not a good sign. But,
it's not a good sign that you've gotten them all wrong.
What's great about this game is it doesn't disqualify you.
Nah.
Especially since we've been playing fewer guys each time we line up here. All right, 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070. Key Largo Dave fails to tally a total worthy of being in the finals. However, we will sometimes use the unworthy, as we've been known to do, and so we may be circling back to him depending how the rest of the pace of this game goes. Down us up, 954-417-0070. If you'd like to play, we have the Texas Roadhouse gift certificate, also a Landlubbers gift certificate. And Lubie, are you going to be heading out there, Dave, for the Lubie Live show tonight?
Well, I just actually started driving recently. With
how's the hip? It sounds
not
like
bad. I'm walking with a cane. I've been doing my rehab religiously. Now I'm able to go in the pool, which is great. And now I actually started driving a little bit to see if I can make that transition with my right foot from gas to brake. No problem, but I don't want to go all the way to Landlubbers for that. But 3 weeks from today, I will be in Bern, New York, ready to go to Saratoga.
Oh, beautiful.
And I'm going to see if that guy has a computer, and we would be able to actually do the show right from his deck like we did the last time.
Oh, that'd be very cool. Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
It's always good to have people in Saratoga or at Saratoga while we're doing these kind of degenerate-oriented shows. All right. I believe we're ready for our next set of questions, Lubie. Is that true? Let me see here. My chat line went. Okay, we're ready to go.
All right.
Dave Gurggles Gergely.
NFL football. This Tampa Bay Bucs legendary coach asked the importance of experience, said, I don't know. If you have everybody back from a team that lost 13 games, I don't think experience is too important. Was that the great John McKay, Jim McKay, Fay Ray, or Ray Milland?
Let's go to here's a scramble. Let's go to Ron. Ron, you're on the trivia challenge. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, fellas. Let's go with A.
On the money.
Boy, Ron, good luck tonight. Ron, I hope you guys finish second. All right. All right, wrestling, Ron, true or false? A little known fact, flat-top comedian George Gobel was the 125-pound Marines wrestling champ in 1952 at Camp Lejeune. True or false?
Oh, boy. True.
No.
George Gobel.
Make that up.
Lenny would have been proud, Ron.
He was on Carson that night with his drink, and while he was talking to Carson, Dean Martin was putting cigarette ashes in his drink. Great.
All right, one for two, going for four.
Yep. All right, let's go back to NASCAR Brickyard 500. Jeff Gordon leads with 5 career victories in the Brickyard 400. Which of the following is second with 4 total wins and career wins at the Brickyard 400? Kevin Harvick, Dale Jarrett, Tony Stewart, or Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson.
Yes.
Jimmer. Nice.
Yeah.
Can never go wrong with that guy. He was on fire there for quite some time. Going now for 9 points. Already setting the pace with 4.
All right, here's one of my favorite questions. This time of year, Anthony Young, the pitcher for the New York Mets, famously broke his 27-game losing streak on July 28th, 1993. The streak, which is a major league record for consecutive losses, finally ended with a Mets walk-off win against who?
Wow.
Was that? The Cubs, the Marlins, the Reds, or the Rockies?
Let's go Reds.
Reds.
Don't say that. No, it was the Marlins.
Oh, Marlins. Well, you're leading right now.
Good team to break a streak against.
93,
this year. Justin Verlander, by the way, had gone 16 consecutive starts with, I believe, with the Giants without gaining a victory. He was 0-8, and he finally got a win yesterday. So he snapped that. Nobody beats Vitas Garralitis 17 times in a row. That was right up there with one of the all-time great quotes coming out of the sporting world. All right, dial us up, 954-417-0070. Perdomo Cigars, Gergs.
Yeah.
Always good to talk about.
I'll be making a trip there in a couple of weeks, and we're getting closer to opening up here. The course looks spectacular. We've got our Corey for St. Jude event, October 24th. We'll have a special event for the members that weekend, and then November 1st, open to the general public. I took a tour of the course and the undulations and the subtle changes. It is spectacular. But we will be selling, of course, the spectacular Perdomo cigars right here at the golf course. You can get them at 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto on the south side, a little bit east of Home Depot, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go in there. Bruce is the new concierge there. He's a big cigar guy, retired policeman. He can direct you whether you're a first-timer or whether you're a long-time Perdomo cigar man. Me, I like the Lot 23. I'll be getting some cigars for the trip up to Bern, New York and Saratoga, and just enjoying the big screen, listen to the dulcet tones of Frank Miramati. But you don't have to go all the way up there. You can go right to Perdomo Cigars at the address I gave you. Or call them, 305-627-6700. If you're going to get one Saturday or Sunday, they're closed. Go online, www.perdomocigars.com. And today, in the fifth race, I've got 2 horses.
Oh, wow.
It's a New York bred 5.5 furlong test. There's a horse called Yarrow, had really good form. Lost a little form. He's 4-1 morning line. I'll take a shot with him. But there's a bomb in there that I think's got a great chance to hit the board. And he's named for one of our all-time favorites, Seaver. He's 13-1 in that race, and I think he's got a chance to hit the money that day. So in the fifth race today, Yarrow and Seaver, and put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
Tom, terrific. Speaking of Miramati, he sent me something hysterical. That was from the 2017 CBA Symposium, where, and this is appropriate because he just checked out D. Wayne Lucas. He does a roast of D. Wayne Lucas.
Oh, wow.
Participating in a roast. And of course, he does a dead-on D. Wayne Lucas impression to the point where we actually had Hank Goldberg fooled that D. Wayne was on our show, even though it was Miramati. And Hank naturally had to one-up us and said, hey, what was he doing on their show? I just had lunch with him yesterday. It's like it wasn't him. That's what he was doing on our show. Nothing. All right, we're ready for our next set of questions. Our next player here is Dave Gurggles Gergely with the toss-out question.
All right, golf. This writer and self-proclaimed golfing nut on the importance of the driving range said, I used to go to the driving range to practice driving without slicing. Now I go to the driving range to practice slicing without swearing. What's that? Bruce Lansky, Bruce Litsky, Bruce Willis, or what you talking about, Willis?
It is a scrambler, and this is great. Here to defend his sweep of a week ago, even though he lost out in the final round there by a nose hair. Is the great Andy. Andy, you're on the Trivia Challenge. Good morning.
Good. I'll go with A. Meyer Lansky.
Very good.
Nice.
All right, Andy, back to NASCAR. Which of the following celebrities was invited to sing the national anthem for the inaugural running of the Brickyard 400 in 1994?
Is that a
Kenny
true false?
Rogers, Jim Neighbors, Dolly Parton, or Robert Goulet?
No, we haven't done the true false.
We didn't do the true false, but we're going to
do the true false?
We'll give it a 3-point question first.
Yeah, give me the 3 points.
Do
that one again, and then we'll go back to the true false. It's a new development in the game.
What was the first one?
All right, which of the following celebrities first?
What, Jim Neighbors?
Kenny Rogers, Jim Neighbors, Dolly Parton, Robert Goulet.
I'll go with Jim Neighbors.
That's
Jim
right.
Neighbors. Yes.
Right.
All right. So, he has 4 points and has shot at 5 now as we go back to the true false category.
All right, NBA, true or false? Newest member of the Miami Heat, Norman Powell, in October 2017, teamed with web host GoDaddy to launch his website and his first single, No Problem. True or false?
I go with true.
Yeah, that's true. Well done.
Excellent. All right.
Nice.
Back-to-back sweeps. I'm not sure how many times that's been accomplished, but it's rare. So here we go, Andy, for 5 points.
Hey, I just want to tell you the gambler mentality. Gerds is coming off surgery. He can't drive 20 minutes to Landlubbers, so to go 1,700 miles to Saratoga. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Nice
I'm not
narrow
driving
seat
the plane, Andy.
Saratoga. There you go.
All right, now, is there metal in that hip, or how does that work?
I think so, yeah.
So do you have trouble now? Do you have to have special consideration? Or you already have him? He's done.
Yeah, I got it on the other side. That's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Besides, it's been
So
a long
alarms
time.
don't
I've
go
been a
off?
little lonely. I don't mind them frisking me. All right.
Well, with the bad hip, I mean, you don't want to get tackled by ice because you said
No, that's true.
with the TSA. Yeah.
5-point question?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Andy, let's take you back to the NFL Hall of Fame game. This game in 1980 ended in a scoreless tie because of stormy weather. It was between the Packers and whom? Chargers, Bills, Vikings, or Eagles?
I'll go with the 1980. I'll go with the Chargers.
Chargers.
Wow, well done.
Oh,
my God, back-to-back sweeps, really?
and now the time has come.
Yes.
Finals there, Mr. Sweep. Hold on.
Unbelievable. Yeah, just hang in there. We're going to go to the finals here as we are pushing the time limits, the television time limit on the show, which was always my favorite designation of any kind of sporting designation when wrestling announcers would say, this is going to be 2 out of 3 falls or television time limit. And you're thinking, okay, you got 5 minutes left in the show. I'm thinking it's going to be television time limit. You go right out the door there and continue this thing next week. So we have Ron and Andy going to square off for the championship. Gergs, once again, Perdomo Cigars. I know you're going to be bringing some probably very popular out there at Saratoga.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Where
They don't have
thing takes its place there in the atmosphere. It's awesome.
They got a cigar cellar there, and he said, "Oh, I don't have Perdomos here. I have them back at the shop." I said, "Well, that's okay. I brought my own." So
nice.
When I smoke them, I always say, "Man, is that a Perdomo?"
Are you allowed to bring something that they sell at the track into the track?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can bring booze in. You can bring anything you want.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
That's
we
right.
set up near the big screen outside, and it's just glorious, man. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The Alabama, I think, is a big race on Saturday. So we're looking forward to it. And Perdomo Cigars will be a big part of it. You don't have to go to Perdomo to go to Saratoga. You can go to Perdomo and just stay right at home. 305-627-6700, 5150 Northwest 167th Street, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. See Nick, tell him we said hello, and tell him we're still on the air, plug in Perdomo Cigars. And today's Perdomo long shots, Seaver, the long shot in the 5th race, and Yarrow at 4-1, the chance to win it.
All right, here we go. We're set for the finals here. Andy and Ron, 2 outstanding players. Key Largo Dave, the only elimination from the people who played the game today. Dave's going to toss out a question. Fire off a question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. Nobody does that. We offer multiple choice. First person to call out his name gets first chance. We go back and forth till we have a winner for the championship of this week's edition of the Trivia Challenge. Here is one, Dave Gurggles Gergely.
And Atani this week set a Dodger record, not only the 5 straight games, but he was the fastest in 100 games to 35 home runs in a Dodger uniform.
Wow.
He eclipsed the record for the fastest in 35. It was 102 games, I think, for 35, set by whom?
Tommy Davis.
No, that wasn't one of the choices even.
Oh,
Frank Howard, Gary Sheffield, Steve Garvey, or Duke Snyder?
Oh, Jesus.
Anybody?
No, it's Duke.
Andy Man.
Duke.
No, it's Duke.
Andy Man says.
Who was that? Andy?
Andy Man, yeah.
Not only a sweep, but he wins this one, too. Well done, Andy.
Wow, Andy.
Look at that.
Good for you. Congrats.
Good job, man. Domination. World domination, baby.
Domination. All right,
what's the address for Boca West?
Andy, the good news is you won that certificate. The bad news is we're still digging through Lenny's leftovers to see if he's got one that will be recycled to you.
Yes. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, at the gravesite of Lenny, we're still trying to find some of those lost gift certificates so we can recycle them. All right. Excellent. Eddie, nice job. Gurggles, great job. And glad to see you're on the men. How many pounds have you lost here? Because you do look a lot.
I don't know. I didn't do any weighing. I'm just, no alcohol and eating right and walking and exercising a little bit. You've been an inspiration to me. So I wanted to get back in shape like you, as a matter of fact. I'm looking for the 75th anniversary in Vegas. Birthday.
I'm heading out there in a couple of weeks to scout locations for the different parties that we're going to have. So
good idea.
It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Dave. Always a pleasure, my friend.
See you, gentlemen.
Good
luck with the baby, Mike.
Thanks, Gurggles.
Dave Gurggles Gergely, lighten things up here after all of this political heaviness that we got into at the beginning of the show. Well, what's she going to say? What's she going to say? I don't know what the hell she's going to say. All right. Well, we were working on a couple of things here that I wanted to get back to. Well, the Finn's injury, right? You had Baron Mates. Is that how you say his name? Matos. Baron
I've
Matos.
never really heard of him, but he was an lineman, and he's a big dude, so you would think he maybe could have helped. Oh, well.
Undrafted free agent, I think they signed last year, and possibly it was going to be a factor. You always hate to see that. I mean, you hate to see it anytime, injuries in sports. All right, it was going to be a little training camp chronicles, Lubie. Are you ready? Some observations from around the league here. Sure. I've been looking into a few things. On the plus side, C.D. Lamb is smoking the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, how many days have they been in camp? 3?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is any big surprise, but at least he's dedicated to the cause enough to practice hard. He is smoking the Dallas Cowboys defensive backs and making them look. He's making it look. I hate to make this reference, like child's play.
Oh, Jesus.
Especially with what's going on.
I mean, that is an expression.
Yeah. And the Patriots may have hit a home run with this Kyle Williams guy. He's supposedly like extremely fast. So those are the two positives. Of course, we're always looking for the negative here. Off to a rough start in training camp. Are you ready for this list, Lubie?
Yes.
You could probably name you could probably name the first two. I have three entries here. Anthony Richardson, Indianapolis Colts, looms as a huge draft bust. Does he
I don't
not?
know. They keep trying to force him in there.
4 for 11 in drills. Where what do these drills consist of? You got they're counting Mississippis, and you lob the ball out there to the flat, and he goes 4 for 11 on that. Daniel Jones throws a pick six late in practice. Daniel Jones vying for a starting position this year. And Jackson Dart, the much talked about and ballyhooed Jackson Dart, his very first pass in practice, Lubie, going back the other way, pick six.
Yeah.
How about that? So there you go. Training Camp Chronicles. I don't know if you had any observations, NFL training camps, anything you wanted to add in?
I mean, we talked about the AFC East. It's going to be interesting moving to the AFC South. Cam Ward, number one pick out of here. No one's really talking about him. He's going to start. I'm curious if he's the guy we saw versus crappy ACC defenses or if he's the guy we saw versus Pac-12 defenses the year before. So
good point. Yeah.
He's in the NFL. People keep forgetting that he played one of the easiest schedules in college football history, and it was one of the worst conferences in college football history, and it was known as not good defensively. So people he made this big leap. I mean, did he? Or did he not play? The Pac-12 the year before was one of the best defensive conferences ever. Even the SEC defenses that we see every year, the Pac-12 that year was nuts.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he would have had a tougher time, and last year would be better. But we'll see. Cam Ward, no one's really talking about him, but down here we all have our eyes because he was on UM last year and was one of their. Have they had a number one pick? I don't know if they've ever had a number one pick, but they did last year with Cam Ward. So we'll see. And the Jags, Trevor Lawrence is under the radar this year, sort of finally. I mean, because he was a fair-haired kid, he got a contract, but he's never really done anything. And the Texans, it's a big year because Stroud last year was a fair-haired kid and then sort of took a step backwards. So we'll see what the AFC South, I think, is sort of interesting because, and then the Colts, their quarterback, finally the Dolphins have a better quarterback situation than someone.
Yeah. Who was the lineman that Jimmy took number one that kind of surprised people off the University of Miami? It wasn't like anybody was thinking he was going to be the number one overall.
Vernon Carey. It was Vernon Carey.
No, not Vernon Carey.
Okay, then.
When he was with Dallas.
With Dallas? Oh.
Yeah. Way back in the day, and he took a UM lineman who was of some distinction, no doubt. But,
Russell Maryland went one.
Russell Maryland.
He was defensive lineman. Russell Maryland did go one, right? And he was defensive lineman. Okay.
He was number one overall, yeah.
He was a defensive lineman. Maryland was and he was great. He was great in the pros.
Yeah, it turned out good. All right, Lubie, always a pleasure. Thanks so much. Good job on the trivia challenge and all other aspects of the show. We will see you guys tomorrow with the professor and the big board. So thanks so much for tuning in. Always love the participation on the chat line, so I appreciate that. And we'll see you tomorrow as we leave you know that.
The time.
It's 9:01.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they got.